The Fully Geeked.
Yes. What's going on, people?
Hello. Good. Hello, everybody.
Morning, afternoon, evening.
Good night. Yes, welcome to another episode of the Fully Geeked Pod. This is episode 33.
Yep. 33.
33. Well, we start as we mean to go on. So, which mother are not in the pod this week?
Well, someone's had a timeout, innit?
Yes. So, Richard Maximus, he's on a sabbatical this week. He was a little bit naughty in last week's pod, so we sent him to the naughty chair.
Yeah.
And we don't condone those things that he was saying, so he's out for at least a week.
Yeah, definitely. And what's the other guy?
Kel?
Yeah. Well, he didn't tell everyone, but basically, he ate his frozen KFC. He didn't let it fully defrost, and now he's got a dodgy stomach. Yeah,
he's a little bit poorly.
Yeah.
Yes, like I said, man, we can't freeze KFC.
Yeah.
All right, so let's have a moment of silence for Kel's stomach.
Nice try, though, Kel. Nice try.
Yeah. All right. Make sure you use your Kleenex or Andrex. All right. And Rich, you're going to audition again to get back on the pod. And send us a video. We'll see if you can get on. We're looking for a new cameraman.
I was going to say I might want for this one time. I'll film him for the audition, but we see how it goes.
All right. Well, guys, what a week we've just had.
Yep. It's been eventful. Yeah, so there's been
a few things going on. The first thing that happened, well, obviously the pod comes out on Friday on audio, it comes out on Sunday on the YouTube. We record a little bit earlier in the week. So last week we spoke about the Brits, but we didn't actually watch the Brits because we was actually recording while the Brits was on. Okay, any of you catch up with any of the Brits?
Nah, just headlines, just a few headlines here and there.
Okay, so I did watch the Brits.
Yes, to be fair.
Tell us all about it.
I left, I went to gym, the Brits was on. So I watched it while I was in the gym. But the interesting thing I want to talk about is an artist called Dave. Yeah? So Dave won Best Male at the Brits. And he kind of came out, he's got a song called Black, which is on his album Psychodrama. And he kind of changed some of the lyrics up for the Brit Awards. Yeah?
Okay.
Some people have said he kind of made a bit of a political statement. I'm not going to rap because I can't rap and I'm not in the netty entertainment. But these are the lyrics that he kind of changed, all right? It is racist whether or not it feels racist. The truth is our prime minister's a real racist. They say you should be grateful we're the least racist. I say the least racist is still racist. And if somebody hasn't said it, equality is a right. It doesn't deserve credit. Now, if you don't want to get it, then you're never going to get it. How the news treat Kate versus how they treated Meghan. Rest in peace, Jack Merritt. You're my brother in arms. Jack Merritt's one of the guys from the London Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. There's tears in our eyes and love in our hearts. We never had the same background, culture, colour or past, but you devoted your life to giving others a chance. And for that, I'm so taken aback. Because you've given us all a voice, I have to say it for Jack. As a young black man seeing paper and crack, given tougher sentences is just paper and cracks. All we need is unity, funding for communities, equal opportunities, people under scrutiny, no more immunity, way less hatred, more conservation, less deforestation. We want rehabilitation. Now that would be amazing. But Grenfell victims still need accommodation. And we still need support for the Windrush generation. Reparations for the time our people spent on the plantations.
Deep.
Very political.
He went in, innit?
He did go in. And there's been a lot of kind of...
Paper and cracks. I like that.
Dave, he's a barras. He's a barras. There's a lot of kind of little bit of a backlash, kind of from. I guess a lot of people are uncomfortable with certain things that he said. So I guess we start with the whole Boris thing. Yeah. So they started talking about whether Boris is really a racist. In the past, Boris has said stuff like, people with the watermelon lips and the pickaninnies, and he also said that the Muslim women were the letterbox.
Yeah, their appearance when they got
Their appearance with the letterbox. Like, was he right to say that?
Yeah.
Is he just calling a spade a spade?
I think he's right to say that,
Truth
because
hurts, right?
I think I agree with him on that, because he's never even apologized for it.
No, he's never
not
apologised, and he's
apologised.
never been kind of told to apologise.
Yeah, and then even if he hasn't apologized, he's not gone out of his way to try to, without apologizing, to put things right in a way. So no, I totally agree with him on that part.
And how do you think it was like on the Brits? Like, the Brits is, I guess, quote unquote, the biggest kind of music event.
Yeah, but it's
in the
normal
UK.
now. Yeah.
In the UK, it is normal, and I guess other artists, similar to like Stormzy done it a couple of years ago, where he said F. Theresa May
like
and all the
way
rest
back
of it.
to like the beginning of it, there's always been like, I think
Like
somebody was
controversy.
like, I think someone was standing up against like Fur at one point, and I think is it
Isn't
Tony
even-
Blair or something? Somebody threw paint on someone or something. There's always been like,
Was it also my man? Was it Jarvis Cocker? Didn't he come up on Michael Jackson when he was doing one of his performances, like at the Brits?
Was that at the Brits?
Yeah.
I think that was at the Brits as well.
Yeah.
So art is not. This isn't a new thing.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's just a new thing now because the narrative is a bit different now to what previous artists may have done. Like when it's a black artist, do you know what I mean? They're going to focus on subjects that it's just going to have more of an impact when they talk about it compared to like a white artist or whoever that might be. Because female artists will usually sort of say something in regards to like if it might be race or how people are treated or how women are treated, and then it's just a trend of things that are, it's like, you know, it's not a shock that there was some sort of outcry, someone had an outburst at the Brits this year, because it was going to happen. It's just in this occasion it's Dave's using the platform now.
But I would say, like I said, if you do get a chance to watch that performance, do watch it. Dave comes out, he's playing on the piano, and like he's playing the piano. It's literally a piano with a white piano, and like there's images that are kind of shown projected on the white piano, and it's quite a powerful performance. Then like there's this next white guy comes and he starts playing piano. So they're both playing pianos on the opposite sides of the piano, and then he gets up and he kind of walks around, and it was very artistic.
Yeah.
And obviously he starts
Is
talking
he
about
playing a black piano and the white guy's playing a white piano?
no.
Ebony and ivory.
Yeah, no, it was just a normal piano.
Cool.
But like,
Just ask it.
there was a little thing people talking about, but the way he was licking the white keys was different from the way he was caressing the black keys. I was like, we're reaching, but I understand the kind of sentiment. And also he talks about the whole Kate and Meghan thing. And I'm not necessarily a royalist, but I know that's been a bit of a hot topic recently.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Like, I don't know. Like that whole Kate and like, anyway, it's just
No,
that.
talk your talk.
No,
It's-
okay. So I see that, but at the same time, like take Meghan's skin color away. She's an American with a history of stuff. The press would have would have treated her the same anyway. That's what I believe. Yeah, they may have been harsh in certain aspects because of her, like how her family life looks. So it's easier to like make things look a certain way. But I think that if any royal married outside like a foreigner, like Harry or William, like those big royals, they're always going to be under the spotlight. Like, yeah, Kate may have got sort of looked at differently, but there was more of a history there. Like, you kind of like was aware of Kate. She was in uni. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the press. So I don't know. I just think that the Meghan thing, I think, yeah, some people might be taking it a step too far with some of the things they're saying, but I think just because of the fact that she's an American and she's married into the royals, it would have just happened with anyone. That's it.
And she's an actor as well,
Yeah.
an actress as
Yeah.
well, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, it's almost like if you don't fit that kind of class that they're in.
Because the royals have got history. Like, I think I'm not good at history, but in like years and years ago, there was a royal that had to give up in a similar way. He had to give up his royal title because he married an American actress.
Okay, yeah.
I think then he was like disowned by the royal family. But so they've had.
Yeah, they like to keep it in the family,
Yeah.
marrying cousins
You
and
know.
them kind of things.
So. No, he wasn't marrying a cousin. He was.
No, I said that's what they
Oh
like to do.
yeah.
No, it wasn't his
I was
cousin.
thinking, what
obviously.
am I talking about?
Yeah. But yeah, and obviously, like I said, they talked about Grenfell, and obviously, there are still people that haven't necessarily sorted that out. That was a big, massive thing. We've got the Windrush generation. You've also now, since we've had Brexit, we've started seeing a lot of people actually being deported back to their own countries and those kind of things. So I guess kind of look out, and I feel like it was a positive statement, and I think sometimes you got to kind of stand up and be counted. So big yourself up, Dave, Santan Dave. Yeah, salute. All right, so a bit of a strange one. We had another a celebrity death. I don't necessarily think, like, obviously people die all the time, but I mean, like, a celebrity death. There's an artist called Pop Smoke. Yeah. It came out, I don't even know what day it was, I'll be real with you.
It was like a few days ago.
Yeah, a few days ago, maybe a Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. And they said, TMZ kind of revealed it, and it said that he was shot in a potential house burglary. Yeah, I don't know how you knew it was a house burglary, but yeah, I keep it 100. I don't know who Pop Smoke is. Like, I know who he is.
I was hoping someone was going to say that. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and this is where I wanted someone like Kel, because kind of
Kel
Kel kind of keeps his ear to the streets,
Let's just be real for a second. If Kel doesn't know right this minute while he's listening to this, he's on Google now, just getting his brushing up. But yeah,
while he's on the toilet. But yeah, no, obviously, do you know what I mean? I feel like no one deserves to die, especially on a housebreaking. I think it's a little bit of a liberty. There was talk about it potentially being a setup from one of his friends. Then there was also some kind of thing where he put out a post on Instagram which showed his address on like some tag, and they think that maybe that was the reason. I don't know. It's a bit bad, man, to be
When
honest.
they're like what 6ix9ine did when he like put his address up, said, "No, I'm here. Like, come come get me." But if that's what he did,
Yeah, I don't know if it was on a come get me kind of thing, but I'd be honest with you, I don't know him. I know he was here the other day as well. And he has got one tune, Welcome to the Party. I know that tune. And big up Gokes, but Gokes kind of said that his whole style was bit off of like the UK drill scene. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but yeah, I guess R.I.P. in it, like no one deserves to die. Yeah. Yeah, I can't really add many more to that. I'll be honest with you. Like, I know, don't get me wrong, the younger generation, like, they're feeling it. Like, my little sister, she's like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "Bruv, I don't know who he is."
yeah. I've probably heard his music and didn't know I was listening to it.
Give me a Marvin Gaye, them kind of man there, like, it's a little bit my style. Bit more your generation, isn't it, now, right?
Marvin Gaye was dead before I was born, mate. What are you talking about?
Alright, cool. Was he?
is he?
Yeah.
You sure?
Where's the Google?
Someone Google that, because I don't
Don't worry,
believe that.
anyway.
Someone Google that, I don't believe it.
But just on another RIP tip, so today actually, Tuesday, the one, that film about those black women that worked for NASA?
Yes.
Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
So one of the actress,
No, not one actress. She was the person they were talking about.
Yeah, so there's a lady, Catherine. The actual real lady was called Catherine. So one of the actresses played Catherine, or actors, whatever we call it now. But that the actual true life person, they died today. It was 101 years old.
Yesterday.
Oh wow.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Okay, I heard about it today.
Okay,
But
cool.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that was
that's iconic. It's his history for
Yeah, that's a good film as well. Hidden Figures is a good film.
So yeah.
So
R.I.P.
Catherine Johnson, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Catherine Johnson.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She was one of the mathematicians for NASA, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the the astronauts, like when they were doing, because I think she helped on other missions as well. Some of the astronauts would refuse to do a mission if she wasn't sort of checking the coordinates.
Cool.
So she was sort of highly regarded as well.
Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hidden.
So yeah. R.I.P.
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 One of
man.
our strong sisters.
Right. Saturday night, Sunday morning. Yeah. They had the big fight.
Massive fight.
All right, it was Fury versus Wilder Part 2. I do apologise because Marlon did actually want to do like a live streaming thing for this, and we slightly parred off the thing. I was on it, but the rest of the people kind of slightly parred it. I do apologise. I feel we will do it in the future. Yeah, a little Fully Geek does boxing. Let's see how well gone. But so on Saturday we had Fury versus Wilder. Wilder kind of made it a different thing. Wilder kind of came in the last interview before the fight. He started talking about the fact it was Black History Month. He was going to make a kind of a message. He was gonna retain the title, beat Tyson Fury how he should have beat him before. He came out to what was the artist's name? It was something else. Smoke. Apparently, an artist that won. There was a music show on Netflix. I think. Apparently, the ins and outs of it. And there was a song, and he came out. It's this Black Excellence song. Came out looking like Sauron from Lord of the Rings.
I see that.
Yeah, he came out looking like hella sick, like black mask. Don't get he wears the mask and stuff normally. He had black mask. It was glittering, shining, like a crown. Came in the. I'm making impact. He was talking about black this, black that. Like I thought, okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's go. He kept on referencing to Black History Month. Yeah. While Tyson Fury, he was asked in that same interview. He goes about the black thing. He said, "Look, I ain't trying to make it a black or white thing. I'm trying to say this is two fighters at the top of their game having a fight. That's it." Like, and I was like, okay, I respect Tyson Fury, but it is Black History Month in America. Let's see what I want. He came out on a throne. Yeah, came on a throne. Women pulling him. I think they must have had wills because I don't know how them women were because that was mad. Yeah, came to the ring.
Was it like a mobility scooter, or was they lifting him up?
No, it was like this. How do I put this? You know, like where people are carrying things. You can see he didn't watch the fight. People like it was like they were carrying him on his shoulder, kind of thing. Like there was like a stage. They were in between them, and they're carrying him to the ring.
Oh, okay.
But I think there potentially was wills underneath. Then he comes in. Then boom, the fight happens. Anyone watch the fight?
I did see it, not live. A couple like 3-4 hours later. Just So there was no like vibe when I watched it. It was just like tea and toast.
I saw it like, cause the funny thing, I was watching it with a group of people, and I had been clubbing that night, just to let everyone know. But I kept like dipping in and out of it. But every time I could just hear people like, oh, like, and I just see what's his name,
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, Wilder. I just thought someone stop this fight, innit? Because have you seen that film this Christmas? Like the bit where what's her name, Regina King? Yeah, where she's I think her man's cheating on her.
Oh yes, and she starts putting the thing,
like
all the soap,
oil on the floor, innit? Like,
so as he comes out the bar, he keeps slipping and busting
that's what it just every time I just see the guy just like all over the ground, innit? I thought
it was like Bambi on ice. Bro.
Someone stop this, innit?
That's the first Deontay Wilder fight I've seen of him. Like I thought I've seen him punch. I've seen his right hand, but to see that for my first fight of him, I'm a little upset.
Yeah,
I'm upset. Sorry.
Nah, you have to. That was, I got real. That was awful, bruv.
Yeah,
it was an awful exhibition. To be fair, I expected Tyson Fury. Like people don't show Tyson Fury the respect that he deserves. I think for the size of the man, like he's a giant. Like he's an actual giant. Massive, like height wise, weight wise, and he can box. Like he's light on his toes. Like, and I think, to be honest, I think even AJ will struggle against Tyson Fury. If I be real,
personally, I do as well.
And he outboxed him for the second time because he should have won the first fight. And this fight, he demolished him. He changed, he started attacking. He said, I'm not going to just stand there. He came at him. And Wilder, he just wants the one bang. He just wants the one bang. He's looking for the one pop. He's talking about, you need to be on your best for 12 rounds of 3 minutes. I just need to be on there for 5 seconds. What are you talking about? It's not good enough.
Considering the outcome of the first fight when he saw like Fury get up, like you would have thought that he would have just like, you know what, I'm not messing about. Like he should have just cut the talk down and forget the costume and just get fighting.
Because the problem is Wilder has never really been tested. His last 3 fights. So his last 2 fights against Tyson Fury and the one against Joel Ortiz. Yeah. Joel Ortiz? Maybe it's not Joel Ortiz. It's
Ortiz. Can't correct you on this situation right now.
Because Joel Ortiz is also a rapper, that's why I'm saying it.
Oh, yeah.
But he got beaten every round. But he hit Ortiz with a one bang and Ortiz went down. But he was losing every round. Yeah? And for me, Wilder he's not good enough. Like, he's not
got a plan B.
No, and he hasn't perfected his craft because he knew he could hit people with a one bang. Yeah, so he's always relied on this. This will get me out of anything. Because if I pop a man, he's gonna go down. He never's worked on his craft. Like technically, he's just an awful boxer. Like obviously, he's been champion. He's held the title, but as a boxer, he's awful. And there was one time I watched him. He was talking about hitting combos. Yeah, and he goes, "Oh yeah. In America, we call that punches and bunches." No, bruv, it's called combos, bruv. Why are you not knowing to jab, hook, left? Bruv, it's whack, man. Like, he
It's true,
literally...
you know. I hardly saw him throwing any punches.
No.
But do you think that hit that he took to the ear that messed him up from early? Like, because obviously he's saying his excuse is like the suit and the weight on his ankle or whatever. But do you think what was everyone saying, his equilibrium?
Yeah.
But that would mess you up. But
Yeah,
he
but-
was already getting dealt with before that.
and that was
so
my thing
can't
is,
really be his
like,
excuse.
it was liberty, but I feel like before that, he wasn't doing anything. Tyson, every time Tyson was, he put his weight on him.
Put his
Like,
weight on him.
he
He's smart. He fought
he
smart.
did what he did. He had to do. And Wilder had nothing. Wilder wasn't throwing any combos. He wasn't jabbing.
Do you know, I'm surprised the fight lasted as long as it did, though, you know. Like 7 rounds, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, that fight should have got called.
yeah,
I'll be
I
real.
thought at least in the 3rd round, yeah, because it just wouldn't do it. And the thing is, it was an entertaining fight as well, you know. Like, I thought, you know, you just think, oh no, stop this. But at the end of the day, it's like, this was worth staying up for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was...
They just thought they was giving him, like, Tyson that chance to get the killer knockout. in.
Nah.
Shoot from the ears bleeding. That
Yeah.
means you've ruptured.
Yeah.
I mean that's what that means, right?
Yeah, he's
so that
perforated
should have been
his eardrum.
stopped anyway, straight away. To be fair.
Yeah.
And then you got my man, like, even the thing is, obviously I watched it on Alternative, so I heard the American commentators, you know what I mean? But because there's a bit where he does the thing where he like licks his face almost, right? And then literally the commentator was going, he said earlier in the week he wants to taste blood. He's tasting blood. They were going mental. I said, no, bruv, you can't.
I saw that bit.
Bruv, and also his corner was just doing nothing. They were all gormless.
Bruh,
Yeah, his
I
corner
wanted
was
to
doing
ask about that.
awful.
When he sat back down, they didn't even speak to
They
him.
didn't even speak to him. They
They-
didn't say to him, "Okay, look, champ, we need to do this." They
'Cause
did
They
nothing.
was trying to let him his ear.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. They were also on the thing.
They were probably shocked. Did you see how it
Oh
was?
shit, we didn't prepare for this.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, but they also was on kind of something like, don't worry, you got the one bang in you, bruv. Like, it's not good enough. They're not saying, okay, bob and
No,
weave.
true.
They're not saying, don't let him hit you.
Like even Fury's corner, like even though he's battering him, they were still, yep, you got him, keep him here, do this, do that. Like he doesn't even need that advice. He's already doing it. But yeah, like you said,
and I feel that was for me, it was poor, man. And this is fresh off the press today, all right? He didn't hurt me at all. But the simple fact is that my uniform was way too heavy for me. I was only able to put it on for the first time the night before,
This guy's reach.
but I didn't think it was going to be that heavy.
that's poor, man. Just
Bro,
take the loss.
This
Innit?
is
Take the L. He's now said he now wants the rematch. Okay, so in the contract there was we can do the third one. So he's now excused. You had to do it in 30 days. Instead of taking a couple weeks off to think about your life, yeah, he's now 2 days later saying he's going to take the rematch. He shouldn't do it. Pride is he shouldn't do it.
okay.
It's comfort to a fool, bro. He
but
shouldn't do it.
unless he's been knocked senseless. Maybe he's thinking, look, all I do is box, and if I don't take this
No,
rematch,
he's
now-
not saying that you can't box anyone else. you know?
No, I know, but he's just thinking ka-ching. Like he's thinking, well, if my stock falls, if I don't take this fight and I don't do the rematch, I might be getting fights for like 4 times less than.
Bro, you know that he doesn't even make that much money on his fights. You know how AJ is making certain money on his fight? Wilder isn't. In America, they're not rating him like how the British rate AJ.
So he needs to sort his camp out. Then he needs to just reshuffle everything.
Like this fight was sold because because of the strength of the first fight. And if you think about it, like Tyson Fury, okay?
Yeah, Tyson Fury's got a deal with ESPN as well.
4 years ago, Tyson Fury was doing coke and was depressed and all of this. 6 months ago, Tyson Fury was doing WWE, bruv.
That's what I mean.
He was doing WWE, bruv.
I think that helped him out. You know,
He was doing.
I think that helped him like move around the ring a bit more. Like
No. He wasn't moving around the ring in WWE, bruv. It's like when
I didn't see that either.
You know when Mayweather does WWE and then like he knocks out Big Show with the knuckle dusters and all them. It's one of those fights.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For me, I don't know, bruv. We don't even do L's of the week. But if we were doing L's of the week, Deontay Wilder, you're taking it.
So he should have not. Look, it was bad. He lost. He got destroyed. But to come out and say, all that shit about the costume.
Yeah, bruv, it's whack.
That's just
It was whack. And I think even if you watch the interview after the fight, he was talking about the fact he was like, oh, I'm not going to give him excuses. I haven't been right this week. And like, that's all he wanted to do.
But you know he'll do next week is say I was still on like meds and stuff. I wasn't really talking sense. Like he'll say some shit like that.
It's similar to when AJ got beaten. Yeah, and you know that time when AJ got beaten, you could see he was discombobulated. You could see that AJ weren't used to this.
Yeah.
It was a little bit different. He weren't used to, bro. He's never been put down before, you know. Man touched the canvas 4 times.
Yeah.
2 of them they're gonna say were slips. Yeah, but he hit the canvas 4 times. Back in the day, it was 3 times you're out, you know.
Yeah, straight up.
True.
So
TKO, innit?
yeah. All right. Well, anyway, big up Tyson Fury. Man said, you know, Tyson Fury said some stuff before this fight as well. Man said,
That's the embarrassing about it. Sorry, Nate. It's the fact that he came out the way he came out, like Black Excellence, Black History Month. So that's embarrassing for all of us, isn't it? Because he put that on us, really. Like, I'm doing it for the Black History.
Yeah.
Bruv,
have you seen the meme? Have you seen the meme with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and them man, like all just looking depressed? Says after watching Wilder's fight. Nah, bro. Yeah, it was. But Tyson Fury, he said,
respect to Tyson. He did
big
what
himself
he came
up
out to do. The blood licking, if that's what he actually did, I'm not really a fan of that.
I reckon it was just like he was probably saying shit.
But didn't you see?
I saw it.
Like he's got blood all on his neck.
I don't think he was licking.
Why,
I think because they were grabbing. I think he was. I think he was
that, you know?
trash talking in his ear. I
He
think
steaks like medium rare and all that. No offense to anyone who eats medium
Possibly.
rare.
I like my medium.
You know what I'm trying to say, I think.
bro, the maddest thing is, you know, he said he's not going to do, he's doing no neck work. He said the only neck work he's doing was licking Nyash. That's what he said. He said that is the only neck work he was doing was licking Nyash.
Oh shit!
Big up Tyson Fury.
I was about to say that. Yeah, massive respect to that boy.
What, licking Nyash?
No, no, no. It's just, like because this guy's global. Like
I love it. Okay, extra, read all about it. But yeah, that was this week in the pod. All right, so let's go on. Merv, did you watch Homeland?
Homeland, yes, I did.
So what's going on with Homeland this week?
So Homeland episode 2, catch and release. Yeah, I liked it, man. It was a bit exciting. Like I felt like, because I don't know, when I really think about Homeland or the episodes, they're quite slow paced, like I said last week, and you know nothing major happens in the beginning, but it's like a build up of things. So as I was saying last week, that Kerry's been sort of released from prison. Yeah, well, she was in prison basically, and then she's been let out now to do her whole investigative thing. And people are a bit like, well, she was just held captive, and you know, is she in the right mind of doing things and stuff? They don't. No, she's good at what she does, so let's just like let her back out there. So she's basically trying to sort of there's a
Sorry to just ask, but did they just let her literally out of prison back to work? So they didn't sort of.
I mean, they had like a little.
No,
there
was like I know it's a TV show, but come on, like I'm thinking.
No. Like in the first episode,
because
like it was showing,
it
was kind of showing like flashbacks anyway.
Oh, okay.
So there was time that they were showing her like when she was captured basically, and afterwards she was having interviews with people, and like she felt like detectives, and they're saying like,
okay, so they were constantly assessing.
Yeah, could she have potentially released like sort of information, like American information to like the enemy basically.
Yeah.
So. But they let her out anyway. She's still good at what she does, isn't it? So
I just wanted to, because I thought, wow.
So she's basically been sort of so there's like a general called Abdul Ghulam, and he's basically got like I think maybe thousands of Taliban soldiers like in prison, and he's just refusing to let them go basically. And I think as long as he has them, there's some sort of beef between the Taliban and America and Russia, like so. We don't know
bargaining chips.
Yeah, we don't know if like Russia and Taliban are working together, but America's trying to like sort of make sure that look, we don't want any more. Just release them.
Yeah.
Like we don't want any more. Like we want to try and create peace and stuff like that. And so on one hand, Saul's trying to like Kerry's mentor. He's trying to sort of negotiate deals like back in his end, and Kerry's out just like on the forefront trying to sort of negotiate things with General Ghulam, and he's just like proper smug, like no, I'm not doing it, and things like that. So there's also like an agent that was working for, I don't know if it was for Afghanistan, but something similar to that, and her husband got killed by a bomb that was meant for her. and apparently she's got a lot of information on this General Ghulam that could like basically just end it basically, but rather than sort of so they set up like a fake interview with her to get a new job, and one of the CIA agents just kind of flopped it because she just wasn't confident in her interviewing. So whilst that was happening, they were like Kerry and some other people were out at her flat trying to look for things, and they found like a memory stick that had all the information that they've got against General Ghulam, and they wanted to like. So I think where the interview went wrong, and she tried to escape, so they ended up just like doing the whole mask over the head thing and taking her captive. But Kerry's like a sort of let's take the soft approach and let me just speak to her and apologise and uncuff her, give her water and all that stuff. And she was like, no, I'm not gonna negotiate anything with you. He's like, you are. Yeah, she just doesn't want to be involved, basically, sort of thing. So that all happened, and in the meantime, Saul's trying to negotiate some peace treaty with like sort of contacts that he has in I think it's in Afghanistan somewhere. But yeah, he basically sets up a meeting with someone that he was quite surprised actually that they wanted to like have the meeting, and he's just waiting there, and something just seems a bit off. Like, and you see some people on the top of the roof with like rocket launchers and stuff, and someone's like trying to get like, no, don't drive the car, so they take out a couple of vehicles and stuff, and in the distraction, so they just grab.
Sorry,
yeah,
again, just one more.
Yeah, go.
Is it just me? Are you finding rocket launchers are becoming quite common in like these sort of shows now?
Yeah, they have to,
I've been watching a lot of things, and like no one's pulling for like that big Predator gun. Like everyone's just getting the rocket launcher out. Anyway,
it's swift, innit? It's easy, man. It's easy, innit? Like,
yeah,
you just take out a couple of but. So they kidnap Saul, and like once he's released, once they unmask him, then they like there's a character from season 4. I think his name's Haqqani basically, and he plays a major role in like season 4. So I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure like is he supposed to be dead or something? And he just appears there, and it's like, well, what's happened there, sort of thing, and it ends there basically. But in the meantime, again, that Russian captive that had Carrie, like he's just kind of walking past her from time to time, giving her little winks, like, what is it about? Why is it that you released me, number one? And what is it that, have I said anything to you? But it's like she can't remember what happened during her captivity. So I'm interested to see what happens there as well. But no, this was a good episode.
So persevere with the series?
Yeah. It's the last one anyway, so so I'm pretty sure.
Like it's definitely the last one.
yeah, unless there's some spin-off, which nobody wants. But it was good, man.
Alright. Cool. Merv does Homeland.
I was trying to remember the theme song so I could just do a little sing, but no, I don't.
Alright. Couple of you man watched Lock and Key. Spoke a little about Lock and Key. Any of you finished Lock and Key?
Yes,
I finished it. I finished Lock and Key. Sorry, I have a bit of a frog in my throat there. Lock and Key. So Netflix show. I think we briefly sort of mentioned what it's about.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to not spoil it too much for people. I did the beginning to the end. I kind of like binged it, so it was fresh in my head.
Yeah, same.
It's a good show. It's not like there's elements in it. It is captivating at the beginning. You get it sucks you in. Then towards the middle bit, maybe it goes the pace and some of the directions with some of the characters can be a little bit frustrating. But if you just remember what the show is, it is what it is. But then it kind of like redeems itself at the end, and then
does it though?
Wait. It redeems itself. Okay. It's like like when it's almost like you've watched a film and like the film's in great, and then someone says, "Oh yeah," like those old school comedies when they used to do the little outtakes. You didn't need to see them.
Yeah.
So the way that the show ended, like I thought, okay, yeah, I get it, it's good, and then it was like, why did you put so much pepper on it?
Bruv.
Like to spoil it. Like it just for me. Sorry. But I'm not going to spoil the show. I'm just saying it's still good. It was like 3 minutes towards the last segment for me.
There was a good twist at the end. Don't get me wrong, because I didn't see that twist coming. But there's another bit where it's just obvious. I don't know if you know what I'm talking. It's hard to you know,
talk, man, talk.
with the
I don't know,
baddie.
do we want to spoil?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to spoil because people
yeah.
should watch it. It's a good show,
Yeah.
and I was kind of wrong last week when I said there's no like demons or anything. Just in case you're gonna watch it, because it is kind of dark soul kind of thing. But I don't want to. It's hard to discuss it without this.
But do you know what it is? You know what it is for me? Yeah, like
we're going to do a spoiler in about a minute's time, but we'll carry on talking
Yeah.
now. But in a minute, so just get yourself ready.
The end annoyed me. If I'm
No, do you know what? It's like I'm just, you know, when the way they made it, like, and I think we still have to find out what's happening with this looking, because there's some questions here I've got that I'm not answering in this whole series. But my thing is that how people react to the magic, basically, it's like it's just standard. Do you know what I mean? Like, you should be more shocked that this is happening. Like that bit is a bit strange to me, how people just were so casual about something that they've seen for the first time in their lives, that they've only heard in storybooks probably, and it's like,
yeah, minutes up. Yeah, like, put the key in the back of your head.
You know.
Like, the key in the back of your head, and then like people are like, oh, what's wrong? Like,
yeah. Well, like even the puppet bit.
Sorry, this is the negative spoilers, but the show's
that's not really spoilers. That doesn't, you're not saying.
Yeah, but even like the puppet bit in the school canteen, I'm like, one of the guys was like, "Oh, did you just do that?" I'm like, shouldn't you be shocked about?
And wasn't
this?
it obvious?
But then that guy at the end, he's a bit.
Wasn't it obvious though?
Because that's what I mean. That's what I didn't see coming.
No, I could see.
I couldn't see that.
I could like he just this outsider is
like
now
he was
part
there
of the crew.
in the group before she even got. I don't think they thought that through because he was part of that group.
The
she
film
got
crew,
to the
innit?
group.
The film crew.
Yeah,
So
but
how did he
he just
know
had
that she
there
was
was
gonna,
something
anyway, this
about
is
him
going to
as a
start
character.
spoiling it. Can you see where I'm going?
Yeah,
I've said we can spoil.
But I just like at the end, Ellie. You know when she has to go home.
Yeah.
Why are you taking the thing with you?
Yeah,
go and get it. We'll keep this here.
Yeah.
Like just little things. It's a good show. Sorry, I might not be painting a good picture, but
But
it's
for
worth
the
a watch.
audience,
That's what I'll say.
for
It's
the
worth a watch.
audience that it is, I think that
It's almost like a mix between a kids show and
Yeah.
almost adult.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
it
'cause
got,
there's-
at the beginning it was more. It seemed a bit more
like a Disney kind of program.
it seemed.
Do you know what it reminded me of? It had elements of Stranger Things and it. Like
Yeah,
sort of thing. Like that's what it reminded me of a bit. I'm like, where did you want to? What direction?
where
are
we
you
going?
in?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I also wanted it to, you know, the brother, the brother of the dad that passed away.
Oh yeah, Iceman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother.
But what, like you see,
Wait.
they should have went into his because
Brother.
even though her husband-in-law,
Dominic was his name. Dominic.
The uncle.
Dominic,
That would have
yeah.
been easier.
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah, because I was sitting there going, okay, mother's brother's cousins, daughter's nephew.
Break
Yeah,
that down. Okay.
Anyway, I'm just making sure you're paying attention to what I'm saying. So, but he knew, like, I think they didn't explore his character. I think they should have explored it a little bit more, especially at the beginning, because even though he's not remembering, like, he's swearing at the house.
That's what I knew he was going to say that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he knew, and then
he
he
made
doesn't
that
know
stupid
anything.
excuse to the boy. He's like, "Oh, I'm just
Yeah.
saying good morning," and now the boy's swearing at his mum.
And
Morning.
I don't know. Maybe because out of all the people in it, he seemed to be the most well-known actor out of everyone that I know of, anyway.
True.
And it's like, it's almost like he just wasn't it for the sake of it. But again, if well, I'm assuming there's going to be season 2. Are they going to concentrate on his character more? Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Because again, it's
There's
just
got to be, there will be.
I
The
don't
way it
personally.
ended,
I
there's
don't know if
definitely
I'll watch
two.
season 2.
I'll watch it.
Okay.
See, I almost thought to myself, I don't want to watch the season 2 because I'm not feel like when it got towards the
see where it
middle,
gets to.
I think it dragged a little bit, and towards the end, I thought, no, I'm invested now, so I want to.
I'll tell you how I felt when it finished. It felt like when I quit Flash. You know,
It is a bit like that.
series
She's
3.
cheesy. That's why, because the bad guy is so cheesy. It's like I said, it's like an adult program for children,
And I don't
a
like
children program. For
I don't like
adults.
the bad
It's
guy. I prefer the first half. Of the series bad guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
She
another
reminded me
twist that you
of,
don't see, which is good.
yeah.
So.
She reminded me of Yennefer in The Witcher.
The Witcher.
Yeah.
Just a bit. She didn't have to hunch though.
so you would say you all recommend it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and potentially you reckon there's a season 2?
There will be a
Yeah,
season
there has
2,
to be.
yeah.
Definitely a season
Yeah,
2,
yeah.
but we're not sure. Some of you may watch it. Some of you would do it for the culture.
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm going to get more of the same, so that's why I'm just.
I just
thinking,
hope they don't.
that's not bad.
I hope they just don't OA it because I was vexed about that, man. For those who don't know, OA they cancelled it after 2 seasons. Yeah, yeah.
What does
Big
OA stand
mistake.
for?
The original Angel.
Oh, okay.
If no one's seen that, watch it, please.
Original Angel.
Yeah.
Alright.
Is it Buffy?
Oh, bro, why are you thinking? Are you in my head today?
No,
Come on, man,
but
chill out.
is it like,
Buffy and Angel? Do you remember?
Remember
Nah.
Buffy? All right.
I remember it, but I didn't watch it, to be fair.
Nor did I.
No.
Nor did I.
Y'all all just confess y'all used to watch Buffy the
I
Vampire
don't care.
Slayer.
I have the box set, Buffy and Angel.
Okay, that's
I
better.
never watched it.
Alright, I don't know if any of you watched it. A new program came out last week. Friday was released on Amazon Prime called Hunters.
Not yet.
Yeah. I won't get into too much detail. I feel like some of you probably watch it.
I will, yeah.
It's got Robert De Niro in it. Right, that took me ages. Yeah. Al Pacino. Wicked, thanks, bro. Because I was scared to myself. I knew where Robert De Niro. In my head, I was like, it's not Robert De Niro though, because Robert De Niro looks different. Yeah. So, Pacino in it, and basically, the first episode is a little bit long. It's longer than most of the other episodes. All the other episodes are about an hour long, give or take. The first episode is like a 90-minute episode, so it's like a film.
Yeah.
And give or take, basically what it is, it's about these group of people. Some of them are Jewish, most of them maybe are Jewish. Okay? Now, because the black ones, I'm not sure if they're really Jewish or not. Do you know what I mean? But that's a story for another day, and we'll talk about it another day.
Don't worry, I'm not going to start that.
So, and basically, they're in America, and there are Nazis that have kind of infiltrated America, and they are hunting. Yeah, they are hunting these Nazis down, and it gets a little brutal at some point. They're just slicing man's throat and all the rest of it. But basically, there's a group of these people, and they've come together, and they are the hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just going out in society hunting these Nazis down. I'll give you a tip, one scene where there's a guy at a barbecue. He's just barbecuing up his food. He's invited maybe a colleague that he works with, yeah, to the barbecue. At this barbecue, his whole family's there. Like children, wife, they're all just there. He's cooking on the barbecue. So he introduced his colleague to his wife. So he's introduced him to the wife and the rest of it. Then his wife, the colleague, wife starts getting a bit hysterical. Starts saying that, like, I can't remember what he calls her, not murderer, but she calls him something. And he gets frustrated. He's like, what's the matter with her? Like, the husband's like, babes, like, what's going on? Then the man's like, oh, for goodness sake. Then all of a sudden, from outside, underneath the barbecue, man pulls out the gun with a silencer, shoots every single member of his family. Yeah? He himself, the one who's cooking the barbecue, kills every single member of his family. Doof, 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 doof. Silencer. Yeah? Turns around, shoots my man. So it's just now him and the woman. Yeah? Says to the woman, I don't know why you done that, blah, 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 blah. Kind of thing like,
watching it.
Why did you make this happen? Yeah, it's your fault.
Is this the first
Shoots
5
the woman.
minutes?
This is the first episode. This is probably...
Is this the
10 minutes into the episode.
character?
Yeah, no, it's not even Al Pacino's character.
Okay.
It's like about 10 minutes into the show. Shoots the woman, yeah? He's like, gets vexed now, yeah?
Because no one's gonna cook and stuff.
No, because now...
Who's going to clean this now?
Basically, they've blown his cover. I'm talking, his cover, he was so deep, he's got a wife and kids. Like, he's had multiple kids. So he's deep in this. This is not like something where he's just kind of going undercover. He's deep. He's like, oh, for goodness sake. He then calls up a next guy. The next guy has to come. And obviously, he can't just say that his whole family's dead and nothing's happened to him.
Yeah.
So he's now got to stand there and get shot in his arm to make it look like someone came, shot everybody dead, shot him in his arm, but he didn't die. And that's how he's still alive. Like, on a level, the first time I watched it, I was tired, so I did fall asleep. But I'm talking, like, even the missus...
It's like that in the first couple that I'm in.
It's all right. It's all right show.
And it's weekly.
No.
Is it?
Like, they've done the whole... They've released the whole thing.
Okay.
So it's like 10 episodes. I think I'm like four episodes in.
Them tonight.
Like, it's good though. Now, the first one's a bit long though. That's the only thing. The first one's a bit long. And it's about, basically, these people have come, like I said, they've come together to hunt down these Nazis. Like, I would recommend it. Like, I recommend it. Like, when I saw the trailer, I thought, okay, I don't know, but it's decent.
Cool.
Yeah, that's on Prime and alternative platforms. I'd definitely say check that one out. Last week we started talking about Ragnarok. You finished it?
Yep, finished it. Anyone else watched it? Ragnarok? No. Well, I won't go into spoilers, but it's worth the watch, man. It was like proper different take on the whole Nordic Thor story thing.
Is it about Thor? Because I wasn't sure. If
Yeah.
it-
It's like yeah.
So it is about Thor.
Yeah, like
Thor and Loki.
It's like it's not exactly them.
no,
But it's kinda
it's
based
following
on
that
that
storyline
dancing at
basically,
that
but
one.
it's just a different perspective from it. And what I liked about it, number one, that it was in a different, like obviously it was in Norway as well, so that's like it's motherland basically, the story. And it's weird. It felt like, and I don't know if it's just because it's their type of filming, the way they do things, but it was so refreshing to watch. It's like, you know, it was, I mean, I guess that would be the equivalent to something like maybe CW or Marvel program, and it's like, how is this thing so low budget, but at the same time, it works as well. Like it didn't need to have over the top effects and everything like that, and they were very subtle and very effective. But no, I liked it, man. It was, and it's only 6 episodes.
Okay.
6 episodes at like 45 minutes each.
That's 6 episodes.
So,
Man can
yeah,
get down
that
to
was-
6 episode thing still.
it's good. Like, and you're just thinking to yourself, I want to, like, the way it ended, I'm like, I want to know more what happens in it, and I really hope they do a season 2. And I'm worried that okay, have they just only done 6 episodes because they're not sure like whether it's gonna kick off or not? But I would say watch Ragnarok.
And that's on Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Netflix. An alternative platform for itself, there, man.
No, but I'm just like, because like what you're saying, they made six episodes,
Yeah.
but maybe when it was made, like Netflix Norway.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
like, because sometimes like the international Netflix might pick it up, and like even though it's on like Netflix like across Europe,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
necessarry know how much coverage it's getting.
True,
if they
true,
pick it up,
yeah.
pump more money into it, it could be
Yeah.
like a Game of Thrones, like get that sort of budget. And
No, but I hope I like. You know what? I'm starting. It's weird because before we had TV series that were like 50 episodes per season, then it got to like 25, 16, 10, 8. I like the between 6 and 8 now, man. It's just like
Short, sweet.
Yeah.
Because the other 24, 20, it's like fillers, isn't it?
Yeah,
They have
yeah,
like 10
there's a-
episodes that don't mean anything.
Do you know? And there's a lot
character
of
building.
content to go through. There's so much TV programs. Yeah, you want to watch all of them. And it's like just give me something straight to the point, and sweet, and you know.
Like Hunters.
I like filler episodes when they're interesting.
Yeah.
But like yeah. Other than that, it's good, man.
We also spoke about what was it? For Life, the 50 Cent one. The second episode came out last week. The third one comes out today. It's all right. I feel like, again, that's another. It's not even a slow burner. I think each episode is good. This week, he had to kind of help this kind of Nazi guy, was racist guy. Yeah, like
I was linking it to the other thing.
yeah, he had to like help him bust case. And then he realised that he was trying to help this guy bust case, but really the real reason he was trying to bust case is because like the head Nazi guy basically just wanted to get him. And he was running. So basically I think what happens is he attacks a prison officer, and he goes into the hole. And the person who runs the police, they don't run to use the hole anymore. But they've got to get him out first.
Okay.
And they're like, why is he in there? What has he done? And basically he has to kind of go and work for him. So he's a black guy, obviously he starts working with the kind of racist guys. So then all the black guys start kind of like dissing him. Like they're not feeling him. Like, why you could be helping any one of us, but you're helping the racists. And then he kind of works out that he's a bit scared of the other racist because he's actually gay and he's in a relationship with this Chinese guy. And basically he then gets him moved to prison. So then basically all's well that ends well. So basically he gets the guy out. He kind of does an up you to the racist guy, and the black guy is kind of welcoming back in. But I still think it's a nice little show.
Spoiler of that episode.
Yeah, but the thing about one of those programs is the problem is that isn't over here.
Yeah.
So like it is a spoiler, but
Yeah.
it's only on alternative platforms, and I feel like I guess that's one of the things about the whole internet generation and the internet TV is that in some aspects you might as well put these shows on for us all to
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
because just keeping it to one audience until somebody buys it, then like in America, like say for example, I don't know, Sky Atlantic get it.
Yeah.
By the time Sky Atlantic show it, half of us have already watched it.
Yeah,
Another
yeah.
group will start watching it, but they're not interested. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't get kind of that full, the hype that everyone's on.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
There's another judge program I'm watching. Like I told you, I'm watching stuff. All Rise. It's got the black woman.
What is it say, Judge Judy or Judge Ringo?
No. It's got the black woman from Luke Cage. You know that whole Misty.
Oh, Misty.
Yeah.
Simone Sisek or something like that.
Yeah, she's
Misty Knight, that's what she's called.
she's a hottie still. And yeah, she was born the year before me, but Yeah, but did my Googles, did my Googles, but like my brethren at work, he kind of gave me, brother, I binged the whole thing, but I got excited because I thought, yes, I finished, but he only gave me the episodes that he had, and it comes out every week still, so now I've got to go back into watch it every week, so I might give it a break for a couple of weeks and then like go back to it.
Okay.
Anyone else been watching anything else before we get on to the questions of the week?
I watched the film.
Oh yeah, go on.
I watched the film. There's a film, it's a remake of some American TV series called Fantasy Island. I watch it on alternative platforms. It will be out in the cinemas at some point in the UK. Don't know when, but it was just there.
What kind of fantasy is it?
It's so I've never watched the original show, but I think in the original TV show, people would go to this island and just have a great time. Like, I don't know, you wish for a car and there's a car there, or whatever.
Okay.
So I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's like the people that made The Conjuring, they've picked this up. Okay. So they're putting a horror twist on it. The same people, and they're the same people that have bought, like, they're going to make The Invisible Man. Yeah. So it's not going to be just an Invisible Man film, it's going to be a horror one. So this was made by that. So I went into, and everyone knows I don't like horrors, but I watched this, and I watched it to the end, and I wasn't scared.
Let's put it out there, yeah.
I'm not big on horror. So if you like your horrors, this isn't that film. If a few drinks, people around, we'll have a bit of a joke, a bit of a laugh. That's it. Because you might as well just rip this film apart when you see it. It's not the worst film I've seen, but it's entertaining to just poke fun at it while you're watching it. You'll have a good time. So
I believe it's coming over here on the 6th of March.
Oh. Yeah, there's just your preview, your sneak peek from me.
Speaking of horrors, like, well, it's not even out yet, but Invisible Man, anyone gonna watch that?
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Yeah, that looks like a good take. So I think that's something we should discuss, man.
Yeah, definitely Invisible. And also, Maximus put in the group as well, Candyman. There's supposed to be a new Candyman coming out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with what's his name?
The same Candyman.
No, well, I think he might be in it.
He looks young enough. He could still do it.
My guy, I know.
Crack.
I know he's got the second letter end of his name. The one in Watchmen, and Black Manta and Aquaman.
Black Manta. Oh, I know you're talking about.
You're talking about the guy that is actually Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah. I think he's going to be Candyman, apparently.
Okay.
So,
Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and Tony Todd will be in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's been done by Jordan Peele.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I'm interested.
Jordan Peele, he's out there. He's out there at the moment, isn't he?
I think he's made a Twilight Zone. Has he made a TV series or a film?
I think TV
but
series.
He's doing things now. So
yeah, he's smashing it, man.
From them, he is.
Because what was it? It was him and what was his brethren?
Key and Peele, innit?
Key and Peele.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, from them little sketches coming to do these movies. Yeah, that's it.
Remember the ones with the Barack Obama one, where like he goes and pretends to shake one's
that
hand.
one was so funny. Never forget about that.
you know that.
That's all we
that Jordan Key, that one who we're talking about.
Key,
yeah.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele and
anyway, the Get Out director.
Yeah.
Right. You know he's married to an actress from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Just so you know.
All right. Can I just put this out there? I don't disrespect Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm just never as excited as you.
It's just a fun fact. That's it.
Like,
I think you've got to drop it for every pod, man. You have to be consistent.
Like, I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Look, I'm not telling people to watch it.
I do watch it.
We're just talking about
like, it's light-hearted.
Subliminal messages, isn't it?
Like, no, it was just like sometimes we just throw these little gems.
Who is he married to in Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
She's not been in it. It's like series 3. But what's her name?
Are we talking about Jordan Peele's wife?
Yeah. Jean, she was the actress that's the character Gina.
The one who is the not receptionist.
Yeah, that administrator. Yeah.
And then she leaves for a little bit.
Yeah.
She comes back.
Yeah, but then I don't want to spoil it.
Oh my God, she leaves again. I really know that.
Anyway, yeah, that's his missus. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Learn something every day on this pod, don't you?
Yeah.
And and I don't know if anyone watches, but Walking Dead came back.
It did come back.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. And you know what? I was pleasantly surprised. You know when Walking Dead's back again, and I'm just obligated to watch it rather than enjoying it. But it was a good.
When you say back, do you just mean from a break?
Yeah, so it was on a mid-season break. So
back from the dead.
Yeah, so this one was good, man. It's just some kind of odd scene between Negan and what's her name, Alpha. Yeah.
Bro, I stopped watching that.
I can't scratch that image out of my head for those that know, but yeah.
I've never watched
But
it.
no, it was a good comeback, innit? So
Is this the last series of The Walking Dead?
I've no idea.
Let's hope so.
They're still writing the graphic novel.
Because they must have made what was it, an antidote or just a nuclear bomb to blow.
Do you know what? It's so
These
deep
people have
because
survived 10 years.
Do you know what, yeah?
Zombies around.
when the first couple of seasons started, I'm thinking, all right, I still kind of don't really know why they're turning into zombies. I know it's some sort of outbreak or something, but you'd think by now they'd have a cure and there'll be some development. Like, because even I don't know if you're aware of like the latest series now. There's the Whisperers, I think they're called, or something. It's like basically they just dress as walkers, innit? And there was a scene one time where they're like the guys were just walking through and the walkers, and I think one of them basically went to attack one of the walkers, yeah. And next thing you just see is like one of the walkers just dodged the attack.
Oh,
I'm
Jesus,
like,
right?
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell, innit? Like, I thought, have these walkers evolved, innit?
Yeah.
And next thing is just people just wearing masks. I'm like,
But they did that in the Fear the Walking Dead first. That's where they knew that trick, where they just cover themselves with blood and stuff.
no, they literally skin
No,
off their faces and wear it as masks.
Like
So,
bad guys.
yeah,
Not
the
you're
bad
talking
guys.
about when like
Yeah,
breaking
not-
them lot will put guts
Yeah,
on them
yeah,
so
yeah.
that they'll be not inconspicuous to the
Yeah, but
zombies.
like-
Nah, they're talking about
no.
other bad guys. Now they're bad
Yeah,
guys.
they're
right?
the bad guys.
Yeah.
But I thought this is an opportunity to develop the walkers, because truth say I like Walking Dead because of the walkers, innit? I'm like, I want to know what and they're like the bottom of the list in the whole thing, man. So, what?
Oh, keep us posted, please,
Yeah.
mate. Keep us posted.
Yeah, I told you I don't watch this stuff. Zombies, dead people, I'm not on it.
But zombies aren't always dead.
They're the undead.
Elaborate,
Wait,
man,
no.
elaborate.
So wait.
I wanna hear these
Pray
theories.
tell.
So something like, if there's a cycle of zombies, you know, when the outbreak first comes out, they call out the dead ones out the ground, yeah. But when you get bit by a zombie, you turn, so you don't really die. You kind of like die, but there's no sort of, you're just here and then you. Anyway, you know what? I don't watch The Walking Dead, so maybe. But you see what the point I'm trying to make.
You lost me when you talked about the people coming out. Of the
Yeah,
ground. I
because
didn't
somebody
get
could
that
have been dead for like the outbreak starts. Yeah,
but
somebody's
they'll-
been buried for like 20
They're
years.
not becoming zombies.
How do you don't know how it affects? Like you seen the Thriller video, Michael Jackson, when they come out the ground.
With these movies we watch, one person's infected and then they spread it to everyone. They don't spread it to dead people.
Man said Michael Jackson
Yeah,
Thriller.
but
you know.
haven't you? Okay, I'm gonna
Like, what's that film? Is it not? What is it? I think it's. I don't know.
Night of the Living Dead and all
But it
that.
ends with Planet of the Apes, when it shows why.
Why are we talking about that's not a zombie
Get on my
film?
nerves. But it shows how a virus. Do you know what, guys?
Yeah,
No,
but
no. I'm just showing you how
Are
a
you talking
virus
about the Mark
could spread.
Wahlberg one?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then it ends and someone sneezes, he gets on a plane.
oh, he's
but
talking
there's
about
blood on his
Caesar, the
hand.
first one.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah, with,
And then that it just shows
Yeah,
you, and then
yeah.
that plane goes to this country, and then it goes there,
Yeah.
and then it spreads.
Yeah,
Like
but
the
I've-
coronavirus.
there's- yeah, but
Yes.
there's-
Okay,
Pretty
and
much.
we
No.
bring it right back to where it's
Pretty
going.
much.
yeah,
That's
but there's
where I was
different.
going.
But I've seen different films that spread it differently. So like,
Shut up.
I've seen like anyway. So
All right, excellent, guys.
anyway, yeah.
Sorry
I don't know
about
more.
that.
Just send us a message.
Yeah, see what happens when you man are not in the studio. We have proper conversations. We pod. Nah, joking. All right. So, again, we had a couple questions from the audience. I quite like this little section.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Like,
It's good.
big up yourself.
Gets
All right. We've got a question from someone called Sha Clark. Okay, big you up.
Yeah, thank you
Big
for the
up, big up,
questions.
Big up,
Yeah.
Clark.
All right, this is Sha Clark's question. She loves Quentin Tarantino. What's everyone's favorite Quentin Tarantino movie?
Well,
First, right?
yeah, I'm gonna go first, but I'm gonna say obviously Reservoir Dogs it's a classic, and it was like for me that's when I like introduced like you recognize Quentin Tarantino, but just in like where I was in my life, it was just that was like it wasn't like the films that had come out before. You know, I think it was just off the back end of all like the Arnie and stuff action sort of times, and then this was something new. So there was that, and then obviously his follow-up, Pulp Fiction, and then sorry if I've just taken anyone's.
Yeah,
In Reservoir,
no
who
one
would you
asked for a
be?
follow-up,
Mr.
to be
Who?
fair.
Who was your?
No.
It's a true test.
No. I didn't want to be any of it. I didn't aspire to be.
But who did you rate the most? Was it Mr. Orange, Mr. Pink? Who was your guy? Your go-to?
Why are you trying this?
You don't remember, innit?
You don't remember? No, because the maddest thing is, I was a youth man when this film came out. I just checked to know your knowledge.
No. So I would have seen that.
Pink's the
So
guy
when
from,
so when this
Con Air,
would
right?
have when I would have seen this, I wouldn't have seen it immediately because I was still not. Yeah, exactly.
You were a youth man.
I was. You know, I needed. No, yeah, I would have been able to get this
secondary school, everything, you know.
No, this came out 94, 91.
Yeah, exactly.
92.
Yeah, I didn't finish secondary school.
Third year of college and all that.
Anyway, let's not distract. I did not finish secondary school, so I wouldn't have seen
Nah, I'm
this.
joking.
I wouldn't have seen this probably till like maybe like when people had the dodgy.
What, DVD?
I think DVDs were a thing now.
VHS is them times, man.
Nah, I'm sure. Anyway, I watched it on some
Bootleg, some bootleg.
Yeah, I watched it.
Alright, Merv, what you saying?
This was a hard one. It was either out of Jackie Brown and
Big film.
Inglourious Bastards, but I think I'm more gonna go with Inglourious Bastards.
Okay.
It's like, do you know about Quentin Tarantino? Yeah, it's weird. It's like whenever you're watching a Quentin Tarantino film, you just know you're watching a Quentin Tarantino film, and it's almost like he's just got certain themes in all of these films, and it's just a story wrapped around it, and that's why it's so hard to like pick a film basically. But no, I really enjoyed Inglourious Bastards basically.
Mark?
You know, I don't even know if I've got a favourite film. I've got a lot of films that I love from Tarantino, like Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, and I thought From Dusk Till Dawn, until you brothers, thank you, told me it's not a Tarantino. So that would have been my pick because of how different it was.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say Pulp Fiction. Just that one sticks in my head quite a lot.
Yeah, again, similar. I was going From Dusk Till Dawn, like black pussy, white pussy, yellow pussy, ice cream pussy. Okay, that was my scene, yeah. And you know, because I don't like vampires and everything there, but that was my scene. And it kind of, it was going back a few years, but my first time with Iron Napa, I went Club 1830, and they took us on a kind of, I don't know, a little horn or whatever. They take us out these little places, and he took us to this. Oh damn! Hold on, do I really want to put this out there? Anyway, he took us to
Too late.
an illicit house kind of thing, yeah. And while he was there was a brother outside, and that's what he was doing. He was getting roll up, we got blind pussy, white pussy. Yeah. I didn't spend no money there or nothing. But yeah, let's keep it moving. So that was one of my favourite ones, yeah. But I guess if I was gonna go, it'd be a similar. Pulp Fiction for me was probably my standout film, because even Samuel L. Jackson.
Say what again?
Yeah, no, that's bro. Everything about that film. Yeah.
What?
I think as well at that time, because a lot of the actors that was in that, it was new for a new experience for us to watch them acting that way as well. So like even like the Bruce Willis and all those actors that you knew for this. Yeah. This was just like
it's true. It's like
all in one
roles
together.
You know what I
mean? You had a different sort of respect for them now. Like,
that's what I meant when I said it was my best film. Thank you.
Like John Travolta was on. Like this is weird seeing John Travolta like this. You know.
Yeah, like an OG. Like he was.
It was very silent, very calm, and like. But John Travolta was a big like personality in it, and to see him like just as the second guy, the quiet one, is weird, man.
Like, look who's talking.
And dying as well. Like freaking John Travolta don't die.
Yeah.
Apart from in
Sorry if you haven't seen it yet, but it's your fault. It's an old film.
The film came out 94.
100
Nah,
years.
definitely. But definitely there was lots of good films.
Yeah.
There was Kill Bill Volume
Kill
1
Bill.
and 2, none of us said.
Sick.
Django Unchained, Hateful Eight,
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, that one.
I like Django, but you know what it is? I don't like seeing how people treated in
It's
certain
them
ways
trauma
in
films.
movies.
It's a trauma
And
film.
Yeah, it
again.
is. And
That's what it is. It's a trauma film.
Well, you know what it is about Quentin Tarantino, which is good about him, because he takes these real stories and he kind of twists it, puts it in a way where actually, even though it's trauma, he's still the hero that comes out on top in it. And like, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yeah.
do you know the what's her name, Sharon Tate, like the way that she died basically and stuff, and it's like, well, she didn't die in this film. Sorry, spoilers. But Inglourious Bastards as well, the way they killed Hitler as well. So like, it's kind of like, okay, where we know these horrible dark things happen, but let me put a lighter spin on it to make it look something positive in it. So, and did you just notice that in all of these films that he focuses on toes a lot? There's little trivia. If you watch any one of these films again,
Now that you say it,
Look out for the toes, man.
Because that's in Pulp Fiction. They had to take off their shoes when they were dancing, isn't it?
Kill
Yeah,
Bill.
Kill Bill when she's trying to move her toes.
Why does he do that?
He's a toe man, isn't it?
Yeah, but does he have to tell everyone about it?
No, but you know, it's one of them things. You know,
He didn't really tell us.
He didn't tell us. It's
Yes,
like
you know the ones where you
didn't
put
think
something
it
in
until
there.
they-
What if he had a
they said
phobia
it.
of toes?
You would have turned away when he saw it.
He's not catering for all of his
What are you
audience.
talking about?
But there's a lot of men that like foot fetish too.
Yeah, but
they
there's
make a lot of money on the internet, you know.
I don't know. I don't
I
really
do know that.
investigate and stuff.
Another thing that was controversial though with Django Unchained as well. Didn't he like write the word nigger in a hell of a lot?
Yeah,
Like because he could in this film. You know what? I can't usually say it, so I'm gonna get it. As, you know what I'm saying?
But he's
Chris Rock done a joke about it, like when white people are at home listening to rap.
Yeah, I get it.
That
I
one
guess it's
comes
one of
on
these
and
things
like,
where he's trying to do an authentic story, and it's like, well, this is the word that was used a lot.
But
in
would they have
so
used it like that back then? Because it was more like boy, girl. I don't know.
Who knows? Well,
Exactly, we don't know, but you just
I reckon they used it
incorporated
a
a
lot,
word
man.
that just thought, I'm going to use this word.
until like that word is kind of like not used as freely as it currently is. Like, I'm not trying to say he's got a pass, but film has been doing that. Like, that type of filmmaker will make a film with that, like
Yeah, of
the same
course.
way Scorsese will do his films, like those old gangster films. So I'm not saying it's a pass, but until like a significant change happens within a certain area, then like I don't.
That's true.
You can't say anything.
No, we use it in our music as well, man. So
you know, that's just my views.
All right, thank you, Shaw Clark. All right, we got one more question. A question from someone called Naj.
big up Nudge.
Big up
Big up
Naj.
Naj. Hopefully I said
Yes,
your
Naj.
name right.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Excellent. She said, is it she? Yeah? Excellent. I love it. I like watching Netflix, and if you were to recommend a must-watch film and series, what would you recommend and why?
Okay.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
But that's like the hardest question in the world. Yeah, for the simple fact, it really depends on what you like on Netflix.
Yeah.
If you're a comedy person, I could say this is your comedy. If you're a person that likes series, this is your series. I'll be honest with you, sometimes, similar to what you said last time, Merv, where you talked about like watching the previews on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, I wish that all new Netflix stuff came out on one day. So like every Friday,
Yeah.
new Netflix material were there. But Netflix update every single day. And because they update every single day, there are so many things that I kind of miss.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it depends what you like. For example, if you like stuff like, I might say it's a series, you might like something like Greenleaf. Yeah? Decent series. Or you might something like a bit more lighthearted. So there's, what's the kids watch? There's
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. There's so many different things that there are on there. I couldn't kind of tell you one thing to watch. But yeah, thanks for the question. And next.
Did you answer the question though? Did you
No,
say-
I didn't. I just said I find it
alright.
hard. I just said I find it hard.
Okay. Film wise, that's a hard one as well. I'm just trying to think of a recent Netflix film. To be fair, I didn't actually know it was a film, but TV series, I would say Ozark. Like, that's something I'm always excited to, like, when it comes back, because it's going to be on season 3 soon. And that was different. Like, but yeah, that Ozark, I'm sure there was another one that I thought of as well. If I can remember. Yeah, Ozark.
Oh, you
That's
wrote it
it,
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ozark, yeah.
So good he wrote it twice.
Yeah, so obviously you guys know me and Netflix. Yeah, we're cool. But I'm just going to say straight up, I'm not like, I watch alternative platforms, so what's going on Netflix is just irrelevant to me. But a show that...
Because you don't know if it's on Netflix or not.
Obviously when I press play, it does the thing, but I'm not watching it through Netflix. So I don't know if it's a Netflix show. So like a go-to that I would tell anyone to watch that will either like it or dislike it is just, for me, I'll just say, look, watch Daredevil with it. That's the series. Like, if you don't like it, then you just can find something else to watch. But
they're asking you.
yeah, I know, but that would be my
Don't like
recommendation.
it. You can watch something else.
No, I'm saying if you think okay, you know, like you get recommendations, you play and you think, you know what, this isn't really for me. And when you can't go back to that person to say, does it get any better? Or not?
I'm with you.
So that was just why, and it wasn't. I wasn't being harsh. It's like everyone's got access to a remote and stuff, innit? So.
I'm just gonna. I ain't got a movie for you guys. I don't really watch many Netflix movies, but A TV show I'd recommend would be House on Haunted Hill, I think it's called.
House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah, that was decent. Yeah, that was good.
There's only one season so far, and I don't know. It's it's kind of horror-ish. Sorry. So.
Do you know what I would recommend on Netflix though as well? Obviously, I have to promote my anime here, innit? But the Studio Ghibli have just recently had put all their stuff on Netflix. So I don't know if you've seen films like Spirited Away, Ponyo, Princess Mononoke.
I've heard of Spirited Away.
Yeah, so all of that, they're just like kind of rolling out slowly but surely, and it's great to watch by yourselves, with your partners, your kids. Like, yeah, they're really good animated features to watch.
Are they violent?
Some are quite creepily violent in some like it's weird because it's like for I guess most ages, but some things that happen I'm like, well, if I watch this as a child, like
is it anime like manga cartoons?
Yeah, so like Studio Ghibli is its own sort of separate animation studio company basically. So once you watch it, you can tell what's the Studio Ghibli thing. Like you can just like I think they're out now, and I think the new I think it's like the successor is I can't remember, Ponok or something like that. But yeah, they're good to watch, man. Very out there kind of stories and all that. So if you're into
do you watch that Harley Quinn cartoon? I know it's not.
I don't
anime.
actually. No. I want to, but I haven't started it.
It's like it's not. I say Harley Quinn cartoon, but some people were saying it's actually more enjoyable to watch than the film.
Yeah,
like that. But
yeah, I'd say Sex Education. If you do watch that, that's quite funny.
Yeah.
And Big Mouth.
I remember I watched the first episode of that.
Big Mouth is still. I still think it's one of the sickest cartoons ever. And just come out today. They also now have a top 10 feature on Netflix. So it rotates. So every day it kind of gives you the top left hand side. It will tell you what the top 10
like
things.
What's trending on Netflix.
Yeah, almost what's trending. Yeah. All right. Well, people, thank you again for those questions, Naj.
Yeah, thanks, Naj.
Yeah. Again, if there's any other questions, like I said, holler at us. Let us know what's going on. Make sure you're sharing, you're liking, you're commenting, you're subscribing. I know some people are getting in the conversations on Instagram, all the rest of it. Obviously, there are 6 of us, so sometimes it depends on who responds to your thing. But we do all have access to it. But yeah, look at yourself, and that's another episode of the Geeked Pod.
Yep. Cheers.
Peace.
See ya.
Peace.